What is the role of a spiritual teacher in one's life? Why do we need one? A more traditional word for spiritual teacher is guru. Ru means the one who removes. Gu means darkness. Someone who removes darkness is someone who brings light to us. A guru can be someone who teaches us how to drive. They remove that darkness. Someone who teaches us how to speak. They remove that darkness. So we have lots of gurus, but what we need, what will change our life, is a sadguru. The one who removes the darkness when it comes to sat, which means life, the purpose of life, towards nobility. Someone who shows us practicing virtues in one's daily life is possible. Without a sadguru, without this spiritual teacher, all that we think about, all that we read will just be an objective science, will be intellectualized, will be externalized. There will be no change in who we are. There'll be no change in the quality of our living. So a spiritual teacher is really one who makes the impossible possible. That thinking should be about oneself, not judging others. That what we read is about us. That our nature is peace, that our potential is much more than what another person says, than what we're exhibiting right now. They show us that this is all possible. And because they were once like us, a student, a disciple, someone who was in discipline but follows discipline now, they're empathetic. They know our hardships, our struggles. We know there's more to life than meets the eye. We just don't know how to see it. They can see the terrain of living. They can see into us that which we cannot see. And we have so many people in our lives who do this for us. They point out the depth of artwork. They point out another spice in cooking. They point out our strengths, our weaknesses. A spiritual teacher can see into us what no one else can see. And they can speak to us like no one else can speak to us. So they are that catalyst to go from ordinary feeling to extraordinary feeling. They do this in a most subtle way, in a most loving way. Until one is serious about independent joy, one will not be radiating that need for a sadguru. But that moment when we become serious about being independently joyous, our sadguru will come into our life, and this is so experiential. This question is perhaps for someone who doesn't have this spiritual teacher in their life. But if you do have this spiritual teacher in your life, you already know what it feels like. So this question is not a question for such people. So be serious about independent joy and watch how this presence comes into your life and makes you present to peace, to potential.